the continuing violence in Israel following those indiscriminate attacks from the Islamic terror group Hamas over the weekend. More than 600 people have been killed and almost 400 have lost their lives in retaliatory strikes on the Gaza Strip. Joining us now from Tel Aviv is the foreign editor of the Jewish News, Jotam Confino. Jotam, thank you so much indeed for joining us. First of all, give us a flavour. I know you were in Gaza over the weekend. You're back in Tel Aviv. This has shocked the world, and quite rightly so. On the ground in Israel, in Gaza, what is the feeling? Shock and horror, I imagine.
I just want to specify that I was not inside Gaza, but I was on the Gaza border. I was in two different locations, Ashkelon and Sderot, two major cities that are very, very close to the Gaza border, two cities that have been bombarded with rockets. And Sderot is one of the cities that was also infiltrated by Hamas members. So what I saw on the ground was mayhem. I saw a police station that was absolutely shattered because Hamas has had successfully on foot managed to ambush the police station, kill police officers, take over the station and occupy it for several hours until Israeli elite soldiers killed them. All over Sderot, all over Ashkelon, all over all of these Gaza border communities, you have thousands of Israeli soldiers, elite forces. It's just a war zone, really. You have checkpoints everywhere, and now they're evacuating thousands of Israelis from that area. And I just spoke to the military this morning, and they confirmed that Israeli soldiers are still fighting against Hamas members at 6 different locations along the Gaza border. In other words, 48 hours after this onslaught, Hamas members are still on Israeli territory.
Jotam, what are some of the stories that you've heard from people on the ground? We obviously know that hundreds of people have been taken hostage and killed. Have been killed. Have you heard stories of people being taken hostage in the area that you're in at the moment?
Yeah, I've heard horrific stories. The stories spread like a wildfire because we're talking about so many people. I spoke to one person who lives in one of the communities on the Gaza border. She said Hamas members were literally going from door to door and executing people, knocking on their doors and executing people. She survived. I can also say that a friend of my father, he just told him that 6 of his family members were killed. He just found out. He hadn't been able to reach them. We've heard about women being taken into Gaza, dragged through the streets, their bodies dead, dragged through the streets. The stories are simply horrific. And then, of course, you have this festival with hundreds of people, young people, who were ambushed by Hamas. 250 young people were slaughtered in a big massacre. So it's just unfathomable what happened here. And people are furious with the military, with the leadership, with the intelligence agencies.